I didn't know an M dash could ruin a life. I mean, I knew what it was. I wasn't an animal. I'd learned it in AP Lang, back when my teacher said it was a confident piece of punctuation, and wrote one on the board like a flourish of chalky swagger. An M dash meant control, authority, style. Apparently, it also meant I didn't write my own paper. The email came 3 days after finals, when I'd already started letting myself breathe again. I was packing my dorm room, deciding which books were lies about who I wanted to be when my phone buzzed. Subject, academic integrity concern, final paper. That was the moment the room tilted. Professor Hanley's message was polite in the way people are polite when they've already decided you're guilty. She thanked me for my thoughtful submission and said my paper had been flagged by the department's plagiarism detection review. She invited me to a meeting, no exclamation points, no benefit of the doubt. I reread the email until the words stopped meaning anything. I'd written that paper alone. 3 nights in the library, cold coffee, a playlist that looped until the songs felt like furniture. I remembered the exact moment I typed the sentence she would later highlight. The novel doesn't argue for freedom, it performs it. There it was, the M dash. Clean, balanced, perfect. In her office, Professor Hanley folded her hands and turned her screen toward me. The sentence glowed like evidence under a lamp. "This construction," she said, tapping the dash with her pen, "is highly characteristic of AI-generated writing." I laughed, not because it was funny, but because my body thought laughter might save me. "I use M dashes," I said. "I always have." She nodded. "So do large language models." That was the first time I felt something inside me split, not break, but shear, like I was suddenly standing on the wrong side of a line I hadn't known was there. She explained the process, the software, the patterns, the implication. "The dash," she said gently as if discussing a minor allergy, "isn't the only factor, but it contributes." I wanted to tell her about my high school teacher, about the way I loved sentences that could hold 2 thoughts at once, about how I'd rewritten that line 6 times before deciding the dash was the only honest bridge between ideas. Instead, I said, "So what happens now?" She sighed, relieved, I think, that I'd stopped arguing for my own reality. The committee met without me. The software spoke for me. My GPA adjusted itself like it had always been waiting for an excuse. I failed the class, lost the credit, lost the scholarship tied to it. When my parents asked what happened, I said, "It's complicated," which was the first lie I told about the situation. The truth sounded too stupid to survive daylight. Back in my dorm room, half-packed, I opened the paper one last time. I hovered over the sentence. The dash blinked, calm and unapologetic. I replaced it with a semicolon. The sentence collapsed. It still made sense, technically, but it lost its nerve, like it was apologizing for existing. I didn't submit anything. There was no one left to convince. Now, every time I write, I feel it. That hesitation. My fingers pause where the dash wants to be. I think about software, about implication, about how style can be evidence if the system decides it is. I still love M dashes. I just don't trust them anymore. Or maybe I don't trust that anyone will believe a human could want that much space between thoughts and choose deliberately to cross it.